Hi guys, welcome back. Okay, so we're going to be talking about our party pill shoes really today. So this is something that has become sadly very prevalent in our modern day society. I am finding that there are so many more drug issues than there ever has been before. People are taking strain with economics, recession, pandemic. They were taking strain, a lot of people before that. They've had past traumas, they've got work issues, there's insecurities around work, stability. I've got a family, how am I going to feed them? There are so many components that get thrown into the mix these days that we're not just dealing with one stress. It's multiple stresses, and it's not a surprise at all for me to find that people are they go into a place of overwhelm. And as I was mentioning before, the gabble mate, dealing with the trauma, dealing with the stress, dealing with the overwhelm, dealing with the anxiety is dealt with in two ways. You either distract or you soothe, and sometimes you do both. So one of the ways that people escape, which is like with the drinking, I escape, I get away from my pain. What's the pain? What is your pain? And we choose different addictions, in order to do that. And obviously one of them is drugging. So the party pills, I call them party pill shoes because that's quite often where it starts. And it really concerns me. Like, we're in New Zealand, and it alarms me, to be honest, when I see that they sell party pills at some of the corner stores, like a deli store, and it's just like you're actually helping kids to become addicted. And this is where I often see it start. It won't hurt me, and it happens to everybody else. Trust me, it doesn't happen to everybody else. Eventually it does catch up with you. So do not fool yourself for 1 second thinking that you're going to escape, because quite often I find that what happens is they start little, they take another step, then it's into something bigger, then it's into something bigger, and then eventually they're so far down this rabbit hole they actually don't know how the hell to get out. They are so lost, it's not funny. And it really worries me. I have to tell you, I've never drugged. I've never been a drugger. I was the drinker. In Zimbabwe it was big drinking. I think that in the African culture, it's actually promoted. They drink a lot. They do a lot of weed. And that was a culturally accepted thing. So it was more of an African thing than the Europeans that were living in Zimbabwe. So my exposure to drugs was really minimal. It was only when I got to South Africa that I was like, ooh, wow. And honestly, I do remember one where it was the worst it got was weed. Actually, I'm thinking about it. One of the residences, I was in a hall of residence, and I was I was the house press of one of the ladies' ones there. And I did hear that one of the other halls, the men's res, grew marijuana on the roof. I don't know how did people not know this? But anyway, and that was just like, oh my gosh, like, just seriously, what is going on? Now, it is so condoned. It's so blasé. It's so almost socially accepted. It's like, I remember living in when I was in the UK. By the time I got to the UK, I moved into this flat, and there was a lot of Kiwis there and Aussies, and I was the only Zimbabwean. Now, as I mentioned before, I was the drinker, not a drugger. And I got to tell you, those guys went hard, like seriously hard. And they were on speed, they were on hash, they were on, oh God, I don't know what else they were on. There was a whole lot of other things that they did. And they went to rave parties. I was not a raver, never have been. And so I was really the odd one out. And a couple of things really stick out for me. One was, I remember the one time getting, it was not uncommon for me to be in my bed and I could feel the floor going like this because they'd be partying in the kitchen and I was above the kitchen. And I was like, 3 o'clock in the morning, boom, boom, boom. And it was my thing. So I ended up moving out. But anyway, I was vacuuming the one day, a couple of, humorous story. And I thought, wow, look at that perfectly square little piece of mud that's fallen out of someone's work boot. And zoop, I sucked it up, and it turned out later on, I never admitted this, that it was like 80 quid's worth of hash. And these guys were frantic when they got home because they couldn't find their stash, and they're always thinking it was a piece of mud. Anyway, so the beauty of that was that, I didn't tell them. I never told them, I was long gone. I had moved away from England before I even fronted up to that because I didn't want to get in trouble for that one. But I do remember one of the guys saying to me, he said, what's wrong with you, Vicki, that you don't do drugs? Now, this is one of the things I got to say is such a common issue, especially with our young ones. They get so influenced. Like, to be part of the gang, you have to, and then fill in the gap. You have to smoke, you have to do drugs, you have to drink, whatever it is. Like for me, it was drinking. To be part of our crowd in Zimbabwe, it was expected for you to be a boozer. End of story. That's just how it was. There was something wrong with you if you didn't do that. And it really worries me that in this day and age that is so socially accepted that, it's just a party pill. Oh, it's just weed. Oh, it's just, and then you fill in the gap. And it's just like, no, it's not okay. And how do we have it where our kids are resilient enough to say, those are party pill shoes, I'm not interested? How do you get those kids? We have to build them to a place where, they recognize, that's not a good pair of shoes to wear. I don't really want to be wearing those. I know what it does to other people. They already know before they go into it, and they make a wise decision before they do that. And look, guys, we're parents. A lot of us are parents, and we're not going to be with them to be able to make those wise decisions. So, half of this is, for me, is getting people resilient enough so that the wheels don't fall off further down the line, that we don't go and totally hit the wall when we're in our 30s or 40s, sometimes 50s and 60s. We're going, oh my God, why did I not know this before? I should have known about this before. If I had realized that my party pills that I was taking when I was 17 or 16, and sometimes even younger these days, would get me into these heavier drugs that have now munted my brain, that have wrecked my relationship. I've now lost everything. That I smoke, I drink, I've got chronic depression. I've literally got holes in my brain. If you look at Dr. Amen Clinic's website, he's an amazing talker, and he can show you the holes in your brain. He actually scans the brains of people who are addicts, people who've had brain trauma from drinking, from drugs. Honestly, it's a game changer. Just go and have a look at that. If you're not convinced that it doesn't change anything, just look at his work, because he's got the scientific evidence and he promotes this worldwide. And I'm totally up for no party pill, please, no party pill shoes. No, and no drug issues. If you can possibly help it, please just deal with whatever the trauma is, deal with whatever the attachment trauma is, whether it's a big trauma, big T or little t, I don't care, big trauma, little trauma. Please just get it dealt with so that you're not going to end up taking these jolly pills that can get you into spiral. And I remember this guy saying to me, he said to me, Vicki, what is wrong with you? Why do you not take drugs like the rest of us? You're the odd one out. You drink but you won't do drugs. And honestly, this is what I said to him. I said, you know what, I don't judge you for taking it. My request is that you don't judge me for not. Now, I would really encourage people to be strong enough to do the same. And if you're a young kid watching this, please share this, because I can't tell you how many people I've been dealing with, and more since the pandemic, I can't tell you, where they just haven't coped, and now they're seeking ways to soothe, seeking ways to escape, to distract from the pain of it's just all too much. So get the right shoes on. You're in the right place. This is where you can learn about this kind of stuff that will stop you in your tracks, dead in your tracks. Go, seriously, do I want to go down that road? Like, if I carry on wearing my drugging shoes, if I keep wearing my party pill shoes, if I keep doing this kind of behavior, I want you right now to go, where will I be in 5 years' time if I carry on doing this? How will I be? How will I look physically? How will I feel physically? How will I feel emotionally? How will the people around me be affected by my behavior, drugging and you know, getting harder and going worse and doing it more often? And then now do it in 10 years' time and get to the end of your life where you look back and you go, was it worth it? Because I can tell you, every single person that I've ever worked with has said, no, it wasn't. Was it worth the loss? No. And you can choose your lessons now to get over them, or you can choose them later. And my preference for a lot of this stuff is, let's learn them quicker and get it over and done with, because we know that we've come here to learn our lessons, right? If you're an ambitious soul, which I hope you are, ambitious souls are good. Earth ambition is a different thing. So they're two different types of ambition to me. There's earth ambitious people where it's all about material and status and power and control, and it's all that superficial BS that so many people are lost in. I mean, I know I was in it, and again, I never was consciously aware of it. I thought, well, that's just what's done, you know, we just roll with what everybody, run with that herd. Well, how about we go, you know, I don't want to do that no more. That hasn't served me in the past. Look where it's got me now. If I was so happy and really had my proverbial together, would I be doing the drinking, the drugging? Would I be doing the smoking? Would I be doing? Why am I needing to do the distraction? Why am I needing to escape? Why am I needing to self-soothe? Why? And when you can get to the bottom of what the pain is and you fix the pain, you have the need to do all of that goes. It just vanishes. And you've got to get yourself to a place where you go, this is the awareness. I am wearing my drinking shoes. I'm wearing my druggy shoes. I'm wearing my party pill shoes. I wear them 3 times a week. Now it's 4 times a week. Now it's 5 times a week. It's every single day. I can't get through the day without doing it. I need something harder. I need a higher hit. I need something, you know, I can't get that same level of hit that I did from before. That's such a common one. Let's go harder. Let's do something bigger. Ooh, I had a really good run last night. I'm going to try again. Oh, I've got a dip because I did something last night. Now I'm feeling crap. Let's do another round. It just gets out of control. What's running your life? Your shoes are running you. You're not walking in your shoes. Your shoes are like, hey man, I've got your number and I'm going to play this game until such time as you go, I'm done. I'm not wearing these shoes no more. And it's a tough call. And I got to tell you, I know it's not easy when you take those babies off. But my wish for you is, if you're at the starting road of this, just take them off to begin with. Just go, do you know what? I'm going to be big and brave enough to go, I started wearing those and I acknowledge this is not working for me. It's actually making me worse, and it's temporary soothing, because eventually actually it makes things way worse than if you actually dealt with it before. And just get in and go to a professional. If you're into drugs, do NA, Narcotics Anonymous. If you don't have that, just go to AA. That's your next best bet. Get a counselor or get a life coach. Ideally somebody who's been there or has worked with people and has experience in this, because it does take a specific kind of methodology, I find, to help you get out of those holes. But if you're not ready for that, at least just keep on listening to these kind of tapes, these kind of videos, podcasts, anything to get you to the point where you go, holy crap, I recognize I'm wearing these too much, and now I actually do want to take them off. And maybe you can try it yourself, but I have to say it depends on how far down the road you are with them. But a lot of the time, if you're quite far down, you quite often need a few supporters around you to help you out of those boots, those druggy boots. And you go, you know what, let's just lift you out of those little suckers and pop you onto this little road over here, and let's see if we can treat you with the love and the kindness and the nurture and support that you actually need. So yeah, I really hope that that has worked for somebody out there, and if it's you, congratulations for making it through to the end of this video. And I would ask you to, if you've got something that you'd like to share, by all means. My request again is, with all members, please show respect and kindness and support. If you can't say something nice, as they always say, please don't say it at all. I would rather you not say anything unpleasant. If you do, I will need to ask you to step off the group, because I do want this to be a place where we can just be authentic. Have your shoes off, be whoever you want to be, and let's get you into a pair of shoes that you want to wear, better, healthier shoes that are going to serve you, on a path that you want to be on, going in the direction you want to be in, and just going, I love it. I'm so glad that I was brave enough to do this. And then you get to the end of your life and you go, hell, I faced it, I've done it, and I'm proud of myself for doing that. Thank God I don't have to come back here and do that sucker again. All right, well, I hope you found that really useful. And please, guys, if there's somebody that you think could benefit from this, please do like, share, you know, just pass it on to somebody. It could just be this video that will make a difference in somebody's life. And hopefully it will with many. That is my goal, that is my wish. And I really wish you a delightful day. And namaste. Thank you.